It's the Date Master, and we're back. We're gonna cap off this Sunday with a different type of video. We're gonna speak to the free thinking man. If you're not paying attention right now, you would miss the fact that you're in somewhat of a full blown agenda. You're in a full blown agenda, and the media has painted a picture of every archetype of man, child, female, etc., that they want the society to look like in the upcoming years. People are not privy to this information, which is why they're oblivious to it. To where on one end you have this jab agenda pushing people to, hey, make sure you get the vacation. You can't come here. You can't shop here. You know, people are dying, falling out. But the questions have to be asked that if it is so serious as you say it is, how are we still able to have arenas packed with 55 to 100,000 people screaming, spitting, yelling, coughing on each other, food falling on each other, cheering on football and basketball games? Why? How is this possible if we're in such a dire strait? If we're in such pandemic, if you will, how are we able to have arenas and stadiums filled to the brim with fans and patrons? Make it make sense. The free thinking heterosexual male is the most targeted person. These agendas where they say, women or specifically black women are the least protected, etc. No. In reality, it is the heterosexual, free thinking black male that has knowledge of self, that has core values, that understands family and understands information and propaganda. In this red pill space, in this manosphere, so to speak, things can easily be misconstrued, such as strategies, talking points, tips, tactics. All of that sounds good on paper, and it looks good on video with the 4K, with the 4K cameras. Let's make the production level high so it makes my message more believable. But in reality, you really won't see how our creators, these content creators, truly live and interact with women. Of course, they will, film their experiences and outings on vlogs, and it's going to look perfect. It's going to look amazing. But you have to take all of this content with a grain of salt, and you have to find your own balance inside this red pill space. A lot of us tend to stray the fence and straddle the fence along being blue pill, and last 2 years you start hearing these spin a purple pill. I'm black pill. I'm this. I'm that. This is all psychological conditioning because the government has given us the comfort in categorizing ourselves and other people. We like to compartmentalize and place things under a label because it feels better. It feels like you have a place. That's the only objective or the only reason or purpose behind these labels. They give comfort to the awkward and the outcasted. It gives comfort to say, okay, well, I fit in this place. If a person doesn't find a category for him or herself, she will begin to lose her identity, and she will be confused, or he will be confused because he doesn't or she doesn't know her place. So we get comfortable with letting others outside of ourselves label and categorize us to what fits best. But we must understand and find balance because, again, what you want out of life should be beneficial to you and your legacy and your children. Pleasing others or trying to gain favor of others is going to fail 1,000-fold. Because the moment you do something right, 10 people are going to find something that you did wrong. You must seek no approval. You must live life righteously. You can enjoy yourself. You can go out, buy what you like. But as long as you live life righteously and without ill intent, you will avoid a lot of the consequences that the vain and the greedy go through. The vain and the greedy men and women of the world will suffer the most consequences because their greed and vanity is going to cloud a lot of their judgment. It's going to make them feel immune to the world and its tragedies. Finding balance in this space should not be too hard for those who seek this information, because if you came to this space looking for truth and answers, it just doesn't stop with you coming into this space and finding your tribe, if you will, finding your lane, finding your group. Oh, okay, I'm alpha. Okay, I'm sigma. Okay, I'm this. I'm incel. I'm TFL. You got all of these sectors that branched off from just a simple question: why are women treating me this way? Why am I not successful with women? Why am I not successful in my life endeavors? And it starts with accountability. Success starts with accountability and ends with responsibility, because you're responsible for if you're successful or not. No one is going to give you anything. No one is going to have pity on you because you failed and you have one of the million excuses that we all get to pick from when we don't achieve a certain outcome. Or when we're faced with certain adversities, the first thing we look for is an excuse as to why we failed or we're failing or why we're in a situation, versus looking for a solution to get out of said situation. Being a free thinker, it comes with isolation. It comes with understanding and seeking understanding daily. You just don't come into information and stop there. You have to keep searching and keep improving. You have to keep this up. You're not going to just come to a place, okay, I'm red pill, women going to do this, no. Do not get do not overconsume this red pill, because you can overdose. You will overdose and you will find yourself in a box because you're scared to go this way. Women are going to do me that way. Okay, I'm scared to go this way because women are going to do me that way. Do not be confused. Man and woman were made complementary to each other. Yes, we can survive without women. No, we cannot procreate without women. And the name of the game is to replicate, because you will not always be here. So you have two choices. You can take this red pill and maneuver and still enjoy the spoils of life. You can still have your family. You can still push your legacy forward. Or you can, too, take the blue pill and ignore everything that myself and others alike say daily, speak on daily, show you daily, as far as the possible outcomes and some of the tragedies that a lot of men who fall into the blue pill category go through. A lot of men who are oblivious to female nature and to the nature of the world, because the world, again, does not care about social constructs. It's survival of the fittest. It's eat or get eaten. A lot of us, we have too much of a conscience in a lot of aspects, when in reality your conscience will pretty much take advantage of you if you're in the wrong situation at the wrong time. It's the name of the game is to survive, and survive at the highest level, not just barely escape, but to be the apex predator, not the prey. If you're looking for balance, you got to see what you're looking to get, what you want, because some people, again, they have went through a lot of turmoil with their mothers, their fathers, and the women in their life, that they have given up on all social interaction. They turned into hermits. They retreated because they didn't want to do the work and take accountability and control the spaces that they go into. They didn't want to cultivate the spaces that welcome others, to where you have sovereignty. We tend to run and hide from possible realities. One of my guys said he made a great post. He stated that people are ranting and raving about hypothetical situations that they will more than likely never be in. You have these women arguing daily, men arguing daily about going 50-50 in a relationship when they're not relationship material anyway. When they won't even get in a relationship because they're too scared and because they know they don't have the value to maintain a relationship. If you see people going in and out of relationship, it's because they don't have value. They don't have the value that they thought they had, so they're looking to go to another person to where they have more value, which will justify the manipulation that they try to run. Women do this more so than men. Wherever they can get control and value is where they're going to find safe haven. You see the woman, I want to be spoiled. I want to be treated like a queen, yet acting like a hoe. You want to be treated as a queen but act like a hoe. That does not work. That does not work in the real world. You want to be treated like a king but acting thirsty like a peasant, begging for scraps of attention from women that you have no chance with. You think you're going to be treated like a king. It's not going to take place. But yes, the free thinking man, again, you have the target. We have the targets on our back because the more we speak, the more disruptive the agenda becomes. That's why you have cancel culture. That's why Lil Boosie, if you're familiar with Lil Boosie, he can't keep an Instagram page. He's created about 5 to 6 Instagram pages and they keep flagging and shutting them down because they know his message and his influence is powerful. They tried to do the same to Dave Chappelle, but it did not work. These agendas only work if you let them. If you let the cancel culture get to you and try to cancel you, it will work. If you stand your ground and stand on what you say, it will not work. And we have to stand with those who speak to truth versus cowering because it's going to affect my business. I have to talk proper and prim because if I don't, people are not going to shop with me. The ignorance of the consumer is that in a real life situation, I follow this doctor who made some homophobic tweets and posts, but he's the best doctor in the state that specializes in the heart procedure that I need done in order to live, in order to survive the next 2 months. But I'm not going to let this heart surgeon do this procedure on me because he said something that I did not like. Sheer ignorance. And this is the ignorance that's plaguing our society. They're looking to dumb down the society. So the free thinking man becomes target numero uno because he has the ability to make other people free thinkers as well. But yeah, man, I just wanted to go on a different tangent tonight. Speak to the mindset of those who really, understand what is taking place. You're trying to maneuver. And I want to speak on something Kevin Samuel said on a video, which is something that I disagree with. He stated the girl asked what was the appropriate age for marriage. He said 22, something in that nature. Kevin Samuels is great. He's very well read. But the one thing that Kevin Samuels and many others fail to understand, which he does because he speaks on modern women, the time and the age that we're in now does not speak to women getting married at 22 or anyone getting married that early. The appropriate age for a female that's 22 in 2021 is not the same as a female being 22 in 1981. We have evolved. We have a different set of programming. The software is totally different. And that's one thing that I want to, make sure we understand is that the times of old cannot be applied to the times of today. We're in a new age. We're in a new cycle of existence. We're in a new world order. So traditional values from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, again, these are going to fade out. They'll become a distant memory because as each generation comes in, the generation before it gets further detached because they did not properly transfer the information and the values that would be necessary to uphold the values of yesterday. We don't have the information transfer. We do not have the elder and the youth relationship and the bond to make sure that the younger generation coming behind us carries the same traditions and values that the ones did before. So a lot of the information that you see Kevin Samuels disseminating when he speaks to younger women and even older women, it doesn't compute because there is a huge disconnect between then and now. But I just wanted to speak that piece as far as, a statement. I wanted to make sure I touched on that. But, man, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, shoot me a message. Holla back at your boy. It's the Day Master.